What's up, fish fam? Corey Gang. Welcome back to another episode of Fish Tank Review. I can't believe we are at 70k and Rapaji has retreated to the back of my neck. Where are you going? Oh, alright. $5. Oh, that's a lot of fish. Oh. Well, they look flattened. Why do they look so flat? That's disturbing. All the fish died in one day? They looked pretty healthy when they were in the cup. I don't know about this one. How in the world could they have died? Did they put the fish in water or was it something else? I mean, this goes beyond like not being able to keep fish. This is the next level. Like to be this bad, you have to go pretty hardcore. You have to do something really wrong. Pretty sure they just got outright murdered. Like this is not something that a normal person could pull off. That was just, you know, trying to take care of fish. That's not something that happens to a normal person. Nobody goes to a fish store, buys the fish, and all of them, like that many fish, just die later that day. Even working at a pet store, I've never had that happen to me, except for, you know, if the fish they got truly were kind of sick before they actually even bought the fish, so that's why the fish died later on. But we're talking about like 20 healthy guppies. How does that happen? How does something like that happen? Guys, check out what I just got in the mail. It is a floater ring to separate the floater plants I have so that I could easily feed my betta fish. It's amazing. This was a prize that I won from the subscriber contest with Fishman. He is a superb fish tuber and he makes all sorts of DIY stuff for your fish tank and shows you how to do it. I mean, just look at this custom build quality. How did he even do that? Well, if you really want to know, then you can head on over to his channel. He shows how to make this step by step, and I'll put a link right about here. Oh, there we go. Dude, I can look like Iron Man with this. That's pretty sweet. And also, it's like the exact same dimensions as my ring light. That's kind of trippy. Excellent tank for betta fish. Then what happened to yours, Karen? Small fish tank includes gravel, Hello Kitty decor? Yes, oh, I live for Hello Kitty decoration. Where did you get that? How much are you selling that for? Oh, $10. And it comes with it? You're telling me the Hello Kitty decor comes with this $10 set. I can't believe it. Excellent tank for a betta fish. I love it. Good thing I'm not a alpha fish. Good thing I'm not into chads. OP was sad that his guppy, 1.5 weeks old, had died. Checked out their page and found another post asking the same question. Why did my fish die? Well, now we know why their guppy died when they just got it for 1.5 weeks. This is a classic tank. How would your fish not die living in that kind of condition? What is even happening in there? This is some advanced aquaponics system. So advanced that it's not even in any textbook. It's not, nobody recommends this. That's how advanced this is. Nobody can pull this off. This tank is sent in by Benjamin Saperstein. Wow, that is gorgeous. I love, the first thing I noticed is that your fish, your choices, they match each other really well. The blues to accent and then the reds for both species of fish, the gouramis and the looks like neon tetras. And this is a pretty interesting scape because right off the bat you can see that the tank is tall and the plants are especially tall. You don't usually see plants grown this tall. And I can't wait for all the other plants that are short right now to actually get up in height and get that carpet going as well. This will look magnificent. For now, I am giving it a 4.5 out of 5. Keep it up. Mini indeed. Is that supposed to be a water bottle? Looks like a inverse flashlight that just shines light onto itself and that's all it's good for. And then someone decided, hey, maybe this will make a good fish tank. Sell it for $8. It could be okay for, you know, just growing that plant out, maybe a few snails, I guess. You can make an enclosed ecosphere with just snails, but come on, this is smaller than my enclosed ecospheres. How are you gonna explain that? You putting live fish in there. There's like 2 or 3 guppies or maybe even more. It doesn't make too much sense to put them in a thing that's smaller than usually like what people use as water bottles. There's a meme on Discord sent by Arf, Aorai, and Duck. They are really good aquascapers and they have amazing tanks. And this is kind of like a when aquascapers unite, you know, awesome planted tanks. Yeah, I wish my arms were that muscular. What do you guys eat? This tank is sent in by Ellen Sniss. This tank just makes me more relaxed, more laid back. This is like pretty zen. You can tell that there's some good flow going on in the tank, good water flow, and the Vallisneria, I love the placement of it. I love that it's growing on both sides and it kind of slows down in the middle. That wood piece is nice as well, and the backdrop is simple and clean, and you got some angelfish stocked, so pretty low stocking, definitely understocked, which is amazing. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's quite a nice tank. It's big as well. It's got a lot of room for these fish. 4.3 out of 5. Keep it up. Another meme on Discord. Definitely real and definitely not photoshopped. This is how big North Korean neon tetras get. No joke. And that's actually the biggest one that's ever been caught on record. It was by Kim Jong-un. And you know, people who were there that day, they said that Kim Jong-un didn't even need to do anything. The fish actually swam up to him and jumped into his arm. If you believe it or not. I mean, I believe it because it does kind of seem like, you know, that's what happened. There's no sign of a struggle. I don't know if thriving is the right word. Oh boy. Sheldon is still thriving. It's been what, like 5 minutes since you bought him from the LFS? He's gonna end up dry looking like that goldfish package you have in the back there. Get a real tank. Get a real tank. That's all I have to say to you. Get a real tank. The thermometer does nothing when it's not in the water. I mean, are you really focusing on the thermometer for this one? I'm impressed I even had, you know, the brain power to notice that the thermometer is out of the water. I mean, I can't even comprehend this. My mind is not good enough to comprehend what I am seeing. It looks like there are actual fish in there, like maybe it's glowfish. I thought it was like some Oranda red-capped goldfish, but it looks like glowfish instead of goldfish. Who in their right mind would design something like this? And is it intended to be an actual fish tank? Because the designer is whack, dude. This is like if you design clothes, but you didn't know what human bodies look like. Is it just me, or is this way too small? Why does it get to this point? How does it get to this point? You got an arowana in there and 2 stingrays. At what point in your life, in this guy's life, did he look at his fish tank and go, that might need like 2 more stingrays and maybe an arowana? And I'm not good with bigger cichlids, but I'm sure none of those are supposed to be in a tank this small together. None of them. I hope this is a quarantine tank or a holding tank, because, well, even then it's still not the greatest, but at least, you know, there's a chance for these fish to actually thrive and live a good life. And that's the problem with some of the comments I'm seeing from the haters of this channel. They're always like, hey man, like they're living, they're just fish. Who cares? They have water, they still got food, and they're still living, whatever, man. Yeah, but there's a difference between living and thriving. You wouldn't say that a homeless person who doesn't have a job or a home is, you know, you would say he's living, but you wouldn't say he's enjoying life. Same thing with fish, and they don't get to maybe one day become inspired again and start trying, or go to help self classes or lessons. They are solely dependent on your decisions. They are helpless. You say they go in a net, they go in a net. You say they go in that cramped fish tank for their whole lives, that's what they're gonna do. So basically, you say they die early, they'll die early. They'll have to. They don't talk back, man. That means it's always good to avoid the minimum of things and go the extra step, because at least then you can assure yourself, hey, this fish that cannot communicate verbally definitely with me will probably enjoy this tank, because the only sure thing that fish will do to tell you they don't like that tank is flip over and die. And that's too late. That's kind of too late, because they're dead. They don't, like, you know, dead things, the ones that don't come back to life. Anyway, sorry, a little bit of a off-tangent rant for those haters. I guess they're not haters, they just don't know better. You guys, yeah, just, if you find them in the comments, let them know. Kindly let them know. Next tank is sent in by Micah Fraze, I don't know. This is actually pretty cool. You got the you got the little shield there from Captain America, but the colors, it's pretty interesting because it matches with the neon tetras almost perfectly. So I don't know, how can I complain about this, okay? The only thing I can complain about this is, you guys are gonna hate me, but I feel like, I mean, Steve Rogers, I mean, like, I really shouldn't say too much about this, but I've never been, what am I trying to say here? He's weak, okay? You hear people who have plot armor in these shows and movies. Well, he has plot armor every second of his life when he's fighting. You know those aliens in New York? What if one of them just decided to snipe him in the head? Like, he's dead. But he has so much plot armor that it seems like he has a Sharingan from Naruto. He can see movements and predict everybody, and he's even more aware than Hawkeye is. Like, there's nothing stopping anyone from just using a gun and shooting him in the head and he's dead when he is in his fighting mode. Like, you can argue Tony Stark will die too if you shoot him in the head. Well, not if he's in fighting mode. He's got a suit of armor that bullets can't penetrate. But like, you shoot Thor in the head, I don't think he's gonna die. You shoot Hulk in the head, well, he's being shot. So like, is he really one of the main Avengers? I mean, I know he's like, you know, he can command a army and he's good at uprising and inspiring people. But anyway, we are really off topic. We can continue this discussion in the comment section. I would love to hear if you guys agree. Probably not, because you all love Steve Rogers, because yeah, I guess he's cool. He's selfless, and that's what makes a hero, right? Anyway, this tank, it's great. 4 out of 5, keep it up. Okay, this tank is sent in by Philip. Right off the bat, I am super worried. He claims that there is no aggressiveness in this tank, or he said almost no aggressiveness, but you can see there's a few female bettas, gouramis, and what looks to be maybe a male betta as well. And it's not super well planted, especially in the upper areas of the tank, and also the tank is not that big. I mean, saying there's almost no aggressiveness just makes me want to, you know, not do a tank like this. Like, what's the point, right? Oh wow, there's actually more gouramis the more I keep looking. It's always going to be on your mind, and if it's not, it really should be, because violence can happen anytime in this tank, okay? This tank is the epitome of gang violence. We don't want gang violence, guys. That is a meme from like the first or second FTR I've ever made. And it's stuck around this whole time. Say no to gang violence. That's a throwback. That feels very nostalgic to say that. Anyways, I don't agree with this tank. I hope you do make it a little bit more peaceful. Maybe one of those centerpiece fish in this tank would be good. I mean, it's called a centerpiece fish, and if all your fish are mostly centerpiece fish, it kind of defeats the purpose anyway, right? Plus, it's just not safe. It's not safe out there, homie. I'm not gonna rate this tank, for obvious reasons. You won't be able to live them for long. Okay. Got my son a fish tank for his graduation gift since we couldn't take him anywhere because of the virus. I feel. He graduated kindergarten. What, you gonna take him somewhere for graduating kindergarten? I think I got like an apple for graduating I don't think I got anything. He loves his new friends. Bruh, you would be this kind of parent. Oh my goodness. Give me a break. Let him have it, comment section. Holy cow. Look, there's 2 bala sharks in there. Kill me. No, it doesn't affect my baby. Drinking and smoking during pregnancy. 12 years later. Oh? Are you sure about that? Don't test this. Don't test this. Just play it safe, boys. Play it safe. Or girls. Boys. 3 big koi fish inside a tiny indoor pond. They might just be getting scratched up from all those rocks. It really doesn't look like they have a good turn radius. It's like trying to park a F350 pickup truck in a very tight corner every time every time your fish wants to turn around in your tank. Should be a basic necessity, a basic thing you provide for your fish, the space to turn around. Imagine if you weren't allowed to turn around without getting scraped up. Every time you want to like change your position, every time you want to like look to the right or the left, you start bleeding. Live bearers searching for food. They're fry. No. It's so true though. Run, run little guppy, run. You don't have this issue with Endler's live bearers, and that's another reason why I love them. They don't eat their own babies. Wow. What? This is amazing. Never heard of in the fish kingdom. Just made this meme hot off the press. Use any but Oko Stone or draw 25. Oh, draw 25. That I already do have a lot of cards in my hand there. If I draw another 25, I might be picking up the whole deck. But do I really want to use anything else but Oko Stone? No, I don't. No, I don't. You put me in a really tough position here. I'm gonna have to end the video right here. I'm sorry, guys. Yo, your boy went all in this time. ADA from Japan. My wallet is now empty and I am eating instant noodles for the next year and a half. Smash that like button so I can buy an apple. Fruit is healthy for you, okay? And I need more of that in my life. Fish tank review. Alright guys, we back at it with another one. What the heck is going on? No way. You put them in a skid mark? Sometimes I just burn out of watching these horrible things. Like on Instagram, I get DMs from you guys, some of you guys, and you're like, hey Chris, I saw this awful thing on TikTok, or I saw this awful tank on a subreddit. I hope you like it. And I'm just like, oh, I mean, yeah, that would be great for FTR. But now I think I'm even more depressed. Thank you, though. It's kind of like when Dwight was like, hey, if you get more bacteria on yourself, then you develop more antibodies. And then everyone in the office started sneezing and coughing on him. Like when they needed to cough, they ran to Dwight and coughed in his face. And it sounded like it made sense, but you can see that visibly he himself was like, oh, okay, I guess this is fine. That's kind of like how I'm feeling. But hey guys, don't stop sending me things. Anyway, the video that we just watched, what in the world? Poor betta fish. I think if it didn't die instantly, it was so shocked that it definitely will have died later on. That was just a skid mark made by some wheels on a car in mud, and then it rained and it filled it up. And he put, or she put, their betta in that skid mark. That is amazingly horrible behavior, and I don't know what to say about that. I mean, what did that person think was going to happen to the betta fish? That is not their natural habitat. That does nothing for them. Betta fish are tropical fish. They're from the Philippines or Southeast Asia. Clearly, you can't just go outside and plop your betta fish in a skid mark. I can't imagine taking my tropical fish outside and putting it in a rain puddle. That's some next level BS right there. Oh man. I feel like most of these people are psychopaths. Posted on Indonesian goldfish community's FB page, no one even mentioned about how this is a torture chamber. Yeah, I mean, in most Asian countries, they don't really value that the fish needs space. They don't really consider that the fish are getting poisoned by ammonia and nitrites, maybe even nitrates. And they don't really care that goldfish can live for upwards of 15 years. They're good if it lives for maybe a month, you know? And I'm saying Asian countries, but not just Asian countries. It happens all around the world, and it's just because people are just not aware. People have certain expectations of certain things, and it's hard to make them see otherwise unless they're personally affected or someone close to them really knows what they're talking about, and maybe they grew up in a family where they kind of knew how to keep fish, or maybe scientific people who, you know, who follow the scientific method and who get to know how things work for basically every process in life. When I visited one of the LFSs the other day recently, I overheard the conversation between a customer and the owner, and the customer was like, I can't just get one betta fish and put him alone. He's gonna get lonely. Male betta, right? I really wanted to chime in, but I just kind of smiled and left. It seemed like the owner had it under control. She was very adamant that you can't put another male betta in there. Those two poor bettas. That's ridiculous, especially the one on our left. I mean, that's half the bowl. That's at least a quarter of the bowl. At least the one on the right is planted, and it seems like a small female betta or a small male betta, short fin. But even then, it's still way too small. I don't get how this could be relaxing, or this could be a good. I don't get how this could be relaxing to some people, or how this could be good decor for your laptop table. I'll never get any work done because I'll just be stressed and anxious that the fish doesn't have enough space and will get ammonia burns. This aquarium my aunt has, she has another one that's even worse with more green on the glass. No light, no decoration or anything really. Sad face. Oh, a saltwater. Yeah, I always say I don't know saltwater, but I think I know enough to make the claim that this is severely under-maintained. Your aunt's aquarium be looking like the Finding Nemo dentist office aquarium. They be trying to run away from you by making algae and gunk. This is Nemo if there wasn't a way out. This is real Finding Nemo. he's just gonna stay in the tank. This one hurts me physically. He is so proud of it too. I mean, all those fish basically are just there and they can't actually move from their position. They are just fitted into a puzzle piece. This guy literally playing Tetris in his tank. I like his filtration system, it looks quite comprehensive, but maybe for less than half of how much fish is going on in there. Look at those cute but poor Bashirs, man. This is severely overstocked, come on. And actually, I think it's pink gravel. How does someone who purchased these $1,000 fish, or perhaps grew them since they were smaller, how does someone like that, with this much valuable and amazing fish in their fish tank, overstock it and put pink gravel on the bottom? I don't understand how that works. How does someone who knows how to create a filter, a comprehensive sump filter like that in the bottom, also do this to their tank? It's like being a pro car maintenance worker and then not knowing how to do your own oil changes for your Toyota. This tank is sent in by Jesse Helmrich. I like that it's surrounded by plants and you got a nice opening. It's very low stock, perfect. The attention to detail with the stone steps in the opening area is a very nice touch. And this is exhibiting the golden ratio in aquascaping because you see the path, which is the focal point of this tank, is right at one of the 1/3 of the tank. 4.4 out of 5, would like to see a bit more hardscape. Meme sent in on Discord. Chris, yeah, I'm checking out the Endler and any other fish is like, I mean, I'll get those, but you know, I'm really only here for the Endler, if you know what I'm talking about. K Matina sent in this tank. Nice rimless, high quality glass. A little unfortunate that the light is making the focal point on that white shell, which is not my favorite effect at all. But you know what, there's live plants. It looks like it's scaped pretty well, and we got floaters up top. It's understocked. I don't see any fish at all. I see some snails maybe. Oh yes, and here is one of these shrimp. Super cute, and I love that moss going on. 3.9 out of 5, keep it up. This tank is sent in by Raylan Calvert. Got that centerpiece wood, which has a few nice lines coming out of it. Pretty simple betta fish tank. Might be a little on the small side. This might be a 2 to 3.5 gallon. Try to step it up to 5 gallons at least for a betta fish. But the scape I can appreciate. It's a pretty clean scape overall. There might be some algae developing here and there, but as long as you control the photo hours a little better, get that light on a timer, it'll do wonders for algae control and for your plant growth. Look at that betta, that's a nice looking betta. You got the translucent fins right at the edge, and then you have that highlight and accent of nice blue contrasted with the black. Really cool betta there. Your tank though, I'll rate it a 3.7 out of 5 for now. Keep it up. This person put a betta, which normally lives in shallow water and needs surface to breathe, in this tank and claims he never needs to surface and sits at the bottom just fine. Everyone begged him not to put a betta in it, but he didn't listen while making up his own science to back it up. What is his own science? And fish sitting at the bottom, especially if it's not nighttime, means that there is some sort of ammonia or nitrite problem. They're probably in the process of getting burned and poisoned by ammonia. You never want your fish just sitting still on the bottom of your tank when the lights are on, when it should be a little more active. That's always a sign of a problem, and you should do a water test as soon as possible. Yeah, betta fish really like shallower waters. This is the complete opposite of what tank you should put a betta fish in. I don't think you should put any fish in there, really. It's just too narrow. Even the fish that like vertical, they still like some horizontal as well, and this has almost like 0 horizontal. Take that betta out of there. But also, how can you even take the betta out of there? Things I'm not gonna worry about. Fish keeping starter pack, fierce gravel, casually overstocked, high-tech tank. I'm dying here. TikTok memes, no, please no, don't make that a fish keeping starter pack, please. If you're new to fish keeping, stay away from TikTok, stay away. Keeping male bettas, wow. It's like a video game, Street Fighter, beta edition. Less sophisticated decor. That's perfect. This is fish keeping 101. People who never done any research in their whole entire lives. Trent Power sent in this fish tank. It's pretty simple. It's clean. It's stocking option. I don't know about that. I mean, rainbows are typically fine if they're not in a school. They're alright. They're robust and they're hardy and they don't really care, but you know, it's always nice to have more of the same species of fish instead of more different species of fish together. I'd rather you pick one of those fish and just stock it with only that than whatever you're doing here, especially when it comes to tetras or rainbow fish or rasporas or any streamlined fish, because those fish feel most comfortable when they are in a group. You'll be getting a 3.3 out of 5 from me this time. Keep it up. This tank is sent in by TSB Fishing. This is a beautiful feature of a land feature and water feature. Those plants look super healthy. They look like they belong there naturally, and look, you even got a cute little frog in there. That's amazing. Super cool, and it's not easy to pull this stuff off, you know? Giving you a solid 4.2 out of 5. Keep it up. That's a 3.5 gallon tank. Oscar around 5 or 6 inch, $30. When's the last time you heard of an Oscar going in a 3.5 gallon tank? This is a little bit beyond ridiculous. To add insult to injury, it's got pink lights and it's got artificial plants. An Oscar in a 3.5 gallon. This post should be Rescue My Fish, Fish Rescue 101, and the price should be free because people are coming to rescue it. Beautiful. Hey, nice sarcasm there. A few glowfish here and there. Even glowfish are not bright enough to glow past all that gunk on your glass. I mean, you take a credit card that you don't use anymore, or a library card. If you still go to the library, good job. And you can make short work of that in 30 seconds. 30 seconds, give me 30 seconds, I will clean that up for you. But you know, catch a person a fish, you'll feed them for one day. Teach a person to fish, you feed them for life. So do it yourself. Betta with ick. Beginner fish keeper. Malefics. Oh, just keeps drowning though. You want some ick cure. You want some salt bath. This is actually so funny and I feel bad for laughing. It's like, dude, I have ick, bro. And then the fish keeper is like, I'll help. Malefics. And the Betta's like, yay. But I'm still dying. Should not have laughed at that, I'm sorry. Found this beauty on Marketplace. 10 out of 10 why? 10 out of 10 good question. My favorite sort of stuff, you know? You drain the water all the way down, make the fish super just cozy and comfortable. It really likes that shallow water effect, you know, especially goldfish. They love shallow water like nothing else. They love small cramped areas so that their ammonia levels can rise and burn their gills and then die. They love that. 1 out of 3,000. What's up, Aquarium Gang Fish fam? How you guys doing? My name is Chris and you're watching Fish for Thought. Welcome back to another fish tank review.
Oh, it's a slap. It's a slap.
View. As you can see, the tank behind me is my new cube garden sort of thing, and it's sort of blurred out, sort of censored right now. No, it's not inappropriate. It's because I haven't announced it. Aquarium of Moan Sweetwater. If I'm not mistaken, Sweetwater is a archaic way of saying brackish. And boy, is this an archaic video. Okay, that lionfish don't look good. I'm so confused right now. Yeah, that blood parrot's colors are very washed. It's eating though. Yeah, both the lionfish and the legator gar are just on the bottom, and the knifefish looks quite stressed out as well. And look at that Oscar over there, it's just struggling. Okay. So you really have to be a good videographer to get these shots before the fish actually die. Now there's a little comment, because I feel like we need a little bit of help on this video. Moan Sweetwater Aquarium. In the Noah's flood, how could saltwater fish and freshwater fish survive, even though the earth was filled with water? Hey man, the earth is also filled with air, but the air in Hawaii compared to the air in Alaska ain't the same. You can't put a tropical butterfly in Alaska and hope it'll survive in the wild. God made each and every one of us different, and that includes the animals. Stop trying to mess with it. I mean, there's always a tolerance between a saltwater fish in freshwater and a freshwater fish in saltwater. There's even just brackish fish that like a bit of saltwater. And I don't know, maybe parasichlids are on the more tolerant side of saltwater, but you could definitely see that some of those other fish are struggling. And the blood parrots, even though they're in the saltwater, their colors are super dampened. And you can see that lionfish struggling on the bottom with the ligator gar. Gars are not known to be on the bottom, sitting on the bottom when it's daytime. They are out hunting. They are in the middle of the water column, swimming back and forth. Fish should only be hanging out, just sitting in the bottom when they are resting or sleeping at night, if they are not a nocturnal species or a bottom dweller. This tank is sent in by Caleb Mariner. Now, one sec here. I think the two plants on both sides of the tank are fake. Am I right? I have not seen a plant that looks like those two, at least. There could be more fake plants in here, but yeah, I'm gonna say that's it for now. I'll trust you for the other ones. My favorite part of this tank is definitely gonna be the background. It's nice. It's got like these rustic pieces of wood or stone, and then there's also a piece of decor. I don't think it's natural. It's probably artificial, but it still looks cool. It's got some nice textures. I like the live plants in here, and stocking is pretty low, I think. There might be quite a few female bettas in here. It might be a sorority, and then there's an angelfish, a baby angelfish. I'm not sure if it's going to work out when it grows all the way, but we'll see. A little weird tank to start with for the first one. I'm gonna give it a 3.7 out of 5. Understocked. Yeah, classic, eh? $100. I would rather buy that fan for $100. No, I wouldn't. I would still get the tank. I would fix it up. Yeah, I'm not buying a fan for $100. Come on. 50-gallon fish tank, used, normal wear. Why do I feel like it's not normal wear? I'm pretty sure the wear and tear on this thing is through the roof. First of all, I mean, just look at it. Look at that tank. You tell me that's normal wear. You try wearing your Air Jordans in like 2 feet of snow and mud and try to sell it as normal wear. Let's see you do that. That's a 50 gallon, so below the minimum requirements of a Oscar, one single Oscar, and they didn't fill the tank all the way up, so that's actually like a 35 gallon, maybe, tops. I know how much you guys love half-filled tanks. I hate half-filled tanks. There you go, 2 goldfish. Oh, that is completely half-filled. Like they took a ruler and measured where the half mark is and just kept the water at that level. I really need to ask these people what they have going on in their heads to not fill the tank up. It's free real estate. Free real estate. And no, I don't like half-filled tanks. This is like someone's mom just like getting you stuff that she thinks you like, but you don't really like it, but you still taking it like, yep, thank you. Oh, this again, okay, I love it. I'm no expert, but that poor freshwater crayfish. I'm no expert either. I guess the biggest thing here is not enough space. Maybe crayfish need bigger space. I think crayfish need a pretty big enclosure. It's a crayfish, man. Cool lava lamp though. Person puts goldfish in fishbowl filled with vodka. Goldfish 2 minutes later. Let me see if I can do this. You know the rules, it's time to die. That's the best impression I got. Work with it, work with me. Me when my whisper filter makes a noise. You weren't supposed to do that. Trump is just a walking meme. We're gonna have so many memes, just countless memes in the future because of this guy. Okay, this tank is sent in by Anonymous. It's not bad, not bad. I like the wood. The wood is probably my favorite piece of this so far. I can see you're trying to get a carpet going. It might be pearlweed. If I had to guess, it would be pearlweed. I like the black substrate. It looks very nutritious. I like the little plants here and there. Oh, Pinatophyta. That's really good. Good job. And the bright lights. They're nice. They look like night crew, actually. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna give this tank a 4.5 out of 5 for now. The score might rise when, you know, the plants get a little bit more lush when they grow out. It seems like a pretty brand new tank, but I am digging the ADA. Good job. And actually this tank looks very familiar. I wonder why that is. Why does it look familiar to me? That's weird. I'm just having a moment right now. I don't know. Do I even have to say anything? what in the world is going on here? This looks kind of disgusting. What kind of plants are those? And why is it being grown like that? It's got like this bulb of dirt and an angelfish. Took me a little while to notice the angelfish. I can just imagine the angelfish laughing and going like, huh, bettas have it so bad. They're always abused. We'll never get abused. We're angelfish. 2 minutes later. This enclosure is smaller than a betta's enclosure by far. The angelfish is permanently in that position. Starting a fish YouTube channel to spread your knowledge and help others with their tanks. No, I'm not into that. Starting a fish YouTube channel to get Fluval, Tropica, Oasis, etc. sponsors to give free stuff. Hey, that's what I'm in for. But real talk though, what are you talking about? I have not been hit up with any of these companies giving me free stuff, okay? I don't even have a Night Crew sponsorship, and I breathe Night Crew. Where are my sponsorships now? I demand them now. Tropica, come on man. I'm gonna give you a free shout out with the Tropica substrate, okay? I use Tropica for this, not even Fluval stratum. Fluval, give me a shout out. I've been doing shout outs for you guys all the time, man. Throw me a bone, someone. Oasis, you can keep your bone. I don't want it. This tank is sent in by Isaac Dwyer. First thing that hit me was the Trident Java Fern. You know what it is, that is some cool stuff. But then I noticed as I tracked down the plant that it was planted into the substrate. Don't do that, it's not good for Java Ferns. Their central root needs to be exposed because that's how they want it. Don't ask me why. That's a little betta. Looks like you have some aquatic frogs in there. Hope they get along. Not sure why there are what looks to be some lucky bamboo floating up top. I don't like that. That's fine though. If you like it, whatever. And it looks like one of your Java Ferns is growing sideways there. It's a fun scape. You probably want to polish it up. I do like that there's like a separate substrate. That's always pretty neat to see. 3.5 out of 5. Keep it up. Indeed. Dirty Fishbowl. That looks like, yeah, that's Dustin from Smarter Every Day, and I love that channel. I have mad props, mad respect for Dustin. I have not watched this video personally, and I don't know the background of it, so I don't want to judge right here. But if you guys have, leave me a comment below telling me what the heck is the story behind this, because I don't. The last thing I want to believe is that Dustin is, you know, really bad at keeping fish or keeps them in fish bowls. Maybe they're debunking. Maybe they made a video debunking how fish can live in bowls, and they're teaching their audience how to take care of a betta fish the proper way. Hopefully that's how, because their channel is called Smarter Every Day, so I'm hoping they're smart enough to know how to take care of a betta fish. But anyways, Smarter Every Day is one of my favorite YouTube channels out there. You guys should check it out. Hopefully he's not abusing fish. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was my stomach. I haven't eaten yet, and it's 2:41 p.m. Haven't eaten. I drank coffee. This tank is sent in by Shrez. Wow, that's a nice black molly right there. Nice big sword right in the middle. Got some crypts going on, I think, in the corner. I like the lava rock. It's nice. It adds a nice contrast to the colors of the plants. Then there's that angel. That angel is not even close to full grown. I don't think it should be kept in this tank when it is full grown. That might be a little overcrowded. But the scape, I dig. The stocking choice, not so much. See, I'm conflicted. 4.2 out of 5. Keep it up. Hey, an FTR is not an FTR without a pineapple. One of the most confusing things you can hear if this is your first time watching my videos. Comment section, let them know what's up with the pineapples. My cousin's betta tank. Details in comments. I'm so sorry, little guy. This looks like half a blender. It's definitely not meant to be a fish tank. And that pineapple, it's not even SpongeBob themed. This is like a ripoff. This is a Fan from SpongeBob. How sad is that you can't even get the legit SpongeBob theme decor to abuse your fish with. This is one of the biggest reasons why I don't like colored gravel and I don't like SpongeBob decor. It's not that it's impossible to look nice, it's not that it's outright bad for your fish, but people who do this, I mean, they have these kind of tanks. Tell me I'm wrong. Like 90% of people who have a pineapple in their tank are also abusing fish because they don't have the right setup for the fish. Someone who does have the right setup and knows exactly what fish need, they're less likely to have a pineapple in their tank. I'm not saying pineapples directly cause the death of fish. I'm saying it's correlated with people who don't know how to take care of fish. Same with pink gravel. Although, yeah, it's really bad for your eyes. Don't look at fish tanks with pink gravel for too long. You'll want to stare at a computer screen for a little while after that so that your eyes can recover. Saw this at a Chinese restaurant today. Okay, you need to see the Chinese restaurants in my area. You would be a lucky fish to live in this amazing Chinese restaurant tank, okay? Dang, my Chinese restaurants are on another level. However, there is one Chinese restaurant around me that actually I was really impressed by. It was like $100 tank, and there was only 2 goldfish, and they weren't even that big. Now I'm thinking like maybe most of them just died and they're too lazy to actually restock it. But hey man, those 2 fish are living the life. Hey, how's it going? My name is Rapashi. You're watching Fish for Thought. Fish tank review. Oh my goodness. Defense plus 100, man. Now what I'd like to point out is the very possible, probably likely, this is probably what happened. This guy just put what looks like a red ear slider into this, I think it's a bass tank, and just tried to make it viral on TikTok. I guess it kind of worked. I don't know how many views it got, but I got this video from a viewer. So yeah, here we are. It's being treated like nothing but a toy, just for someone to try to get viral on TikTok. Who is cruel enough to get a turtle just so they can put in their bass tank so that their bass can get a go at it and try to see if they can eat it? 5 out of 5 for animal abuse. Don't keep it up. Key ring setup. Why? WTF? Okay, first of all, who here actually finds those faces cute? I wonder what kind of person designed this crap. I find those faces extremely creepy and not that well drawn, not that well designed. It's not cute at all. 0 urus out of 0. And then you look down and the lower hemisphere is even worse. You see that on the streets and you're like, ooh, what can you put in there? And why would that be a keychain? Like, I'd rather have a Naruto keychain, you know? And then you find out you're supposed to put a goldfish in there. That's what it's made for. Some people are like, oh, that's awesome, I'm gonna get this keychain. Those people are wacko, suffering but times it by 16. I mean, even as a complete tank themselves, just without the split, just 1 betta per one of those tanks, it's still too small. So having it split like that, horrible. Finally, a treat for mine eyes. Aiden Aguirre sent in this tank, canister filter, CO2 setup, clean glass, although I don't think it's 88, but that doesn't matter. It looks 88 quality anyway, no difference really. Light stocking, but there is still some stocking, and it looks like a schooling fish, looks like a species tank. Nicely scaped vertically and horizontally, not something you see every day. Really cool, 4.8 out of 5. Good job. Spotted on Facebook beginner aquarium group. Just looks so wrong. The blue tanks need 75 gallons. Blue tanks. Ooh, oh no. I have my doubts that this even has salt water in it. There's not only 2 blue tanks, there is a clownfish and a shrimp. Perfect for a little fishy. Oh man. These reviews are, I don't know why, but they're the worst. They're just so ignorant and they have no idea what they're saying. Like, watch this. OMG, this is wonderful, worth it. Plastic is perfect for your little fishy. It's amazingly put together and all around beautiful. All words that make no sense when you're talking about this image. Verified purchase, 5 out of 5 stars. 13 people found this helpful. Report. Janik sent in this tank. That is really nice. I see the Buse, I see the Nubius, I see the Crips. Very low-tech plants. You got some stem plants in the back even. And you might have some plants up top out of the aquarium water. That is super cool. I love that you used the vertical height of this tank to your advantage by using a vertically inclined piece of wood. And it's a beautiful piece of wood that you have decorated very expertly. I'm on to you. Are you a pro? 4.7 out of 5. Keep it up. Hey, you guys are getting good scores today. What's going on? I mean, you're always great. Just stop, Chris. Oh, you're walking past my tank? Where's my food? Said every betta in existence, including this little girl right there somewhere. I don't know. Joey Mintz sent in this tank. Okay, pretty interesting. That's a really interesting scape. I think it's some sort of species of hygrophila. And it's got river rocks everywhere. A bit dirty with the algae, but I mean, that's okay. It's not gonna hurt anyone except your eyes if you care about that stuff. Marino moss ball, you got Elodia, you got some Ludwigia. I don't see any stocking, and there's an earstone in there. I'm not sure what it's stocked with. Oh, I see it now. I think those are Platies. Respectable stocking choice. 4.2 out of 5. Keep it up. Just a single day for the water to look like this? Sure. Let's also notice how much food is in there. In a single day, clear water turned to this color. I call BS, just like OP. Goldfish of less than 1.5 inch. There we go. What may be the reason? You just said the reason, buddy. The food shown in pic is given just now before clicking the pic. I mean, this has got to be like 0.25 gallons, and you put a 1.5 inch goldfish in here. What do you expect, dude? You probably didn't cycle the tank either. What may be the reason? If you did your Google searches on how to keep fish, very simple, you will know exactly what the reasons are. Chris, when he sees a Anubis farm. I'm pretty sure Anubis is from Egyptian mythology, but okay, I get it. Don't worry, I get it. Local dollar store. Actually gasped when I saw this. Wish I could save every poor guy at these types of stores. These types of stores, yeah. Can we get an F for all the live fish being sold at dollar stores? Come on. Why are you selling fish at dollar stores? This looks like someone peed in that. If we were baking and it asked for a cup, that would be too small. Now imagine putting a betta in such a container and then peeing in it. What? And then labeling it 169. I highly doubt that dollar stores have the license to actually sell living things. Cramped. What do you mean? I don't even have anything to say. I mean, what can you say about that? It's super beautiful. The size is perfect. The size is perfect. Asking for 2,000. 2,000 what? Rupees? 2,000 yen? This is not 2,000 USD, buddy. Who would pay 2,000 USD for that? Oh, it's sold. Just look at it. Microgreens. I don't see anything. I see some sesame seeds sprinkled on white looking substrate on top of the fish tank. And then there's like this weird phallic looking thing pointing and protruding out from it. And there's like a red ring. This is all very suggestive. This is very suggestive. Moving on. Take the fish out of there. What gives people feelings of power? Money? Status? Buried shrimp. I do feel very powerful when my shrimp are buried. I'm like, dude, you're making caviar, buddy. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm just saying it just looks great when they're buried. You're just ready to take in some babies into this world. You're ready to become shrimp uncle. Tiny tank, big sharks. That shark looks like he's dying right when you're taking that photo. I don't think they're supposed to bend like that. That is way over bending. And he's gotta do that every time he wants to turn around. That's just the reality of his home. Imagine you having to freaking become like a contortionist every time you want to turn around in the place that you live. So your home. I mean, that sounds great. Who wouldn't want that, right? How's it going? My name is Chris. You're watching Fish for Thought and I need a haircut. Isn't that right, Rapashi? Do I need a haircut? Yes. I gotta clap my hands because that's all people want from me. Just fish tank review. Fish tank review. Why isn't it happening? Why? Okay, that's all right. Sure. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good because I actually got to play volleyball yesterday and I haven't been able to play volleyball for so long. Playing outside is not my thing. I usually play indoor volleyball because you can do all these cool tricks like you can see on that anime Haikyuu. My #1 favorite sports anime. The only sports anime that I would ever watch, really. And playing outside, I got like sunburned / tanned at the same time. I definitely got like 3 shades darker and I got a bruise. Yep, I don't know how. And my middle finger got stubbed because I was blocking. It was a glorious block. We got the point. But was it worth my middle finger? No, it wasn't. Anyways, I got some comments saying, hey Chris, we want to sponsor your video again, like in the comment section. So yeah, you guys can sponsor this video by giving it a like. Thank you so much for being this video sponsors. I'm no fish expert, but I don't think that's right. I'm no K-pop expert, but I'm pretty sure that's G-Dragon's younger brother. I'm not sure what's going on there. Might be some avant-garde fashion choices being made. But one thing I do know is, hey man, stick to K-pop. Leave the fish tank hobby alone, buddy. That is horrible what you're doing, okay? I mean, yes, all the girls will be swooned and distracted by your amazingly good looks. And then they'll be like, wow, this guy is so good with wildlife. Look, he's hugging fish. He's like a fish whisperer. Nothing hurts me more, okay? This is the opposite of that. This is a complete lie. Those are blood parasiticlates. They need a tank that is 1,000,000 times bigger than whatever that is. And they actually need a filter, they need a heater, they need all the fixins of a fish tank. They're probably doing this for a photo shoot, but I think you can already see some stress marks on the fish. It's not worth it, man. You already look good. You don't need to hug some fish. Go hug a dog or a cat. I'm pretty sure you'll get more traction anyway by doing that. Dude. Dude, it's a nice picture, okay? It's like a vintage sort of picture, and yeah, you drink alcohol, good for you, you're a grown-up now. Leave the fish alone. Is it me or does that one on the left look like a clownfish? I'm tripping, right? It's because of this long hair blocking my view that I can't see. And of course we got the life bearers. Rest in peace to all life bearers who have to suffer and succumb to this crap. I mean, do I even need to tell people that fish shouldn't be put into alcohol bottles at this point? You guys should already know, right? This is Christian from Germany. I don't know any German. 9 Volkswagen. I'm sorry. Cool tank, bro. Okay, you know what? This is annoying. Okay. I don't need to be that anime right now, okay? Just brush it to the side. I don't even care. Nice little tank. You got Ember Tetras. I probably still wouldn't put Ember Tetras in a tank this small. I'd probably go with something more micro, like maybe some chili rasboras, somewhere in the micro raspora realm. Because Embers, they stay small, but they need a bigger school, and if it's a bigger school, they will need more room than this. I like that it's planted. It's pretty neat. You got floaters up top, keeping the nitrates down. I think those are crypts. Always welcome in any scape. Might need some more hardscape or maybe some more plants. Might need a little maintenance here or there. I see some brown algae. All in all, not a bad tank. 3.9 out of 5. Keep it up. Just why? My dude saw a little stool for children and then flipped it upside down and was like, oh shoot. You know what? That could make a really nice fish tank for betta fish. The creativity of some people, man. What could you have been doing if you weren't wasting your time designing this fish abuse trap? You could have been actually doing something meaningful, and instead you ended up on FTR. I guess that's not the worst case scenario, but you ended up on FTR on the bad side, like not the good side. You must be feeling pretty dumb now, huh? Aquascaping is my passion. It's not good to laugh at people. That looks so bad that it probably can come off as good to some people. Again, that's like the Armageddon version of SpongeBob. Like if the series kept continuing and then became like SpongeBob Shippuden, and then, you know, there's that anime opening for SpongeBob, the fan-made one. That reminds me of it. That's probably SpongeBob's house. That pineapple has a mohawk. I don't know if the pineapple house in SpongeBob actually has a mohawk. Anyway, we're just avoiding the elephant in the room, which is, why is there so much algae? Holy crap. Some people like algae. Not too many, but I can see where they're coming from. Algae is natural. There's algae found in nature. I don't know if this is what is going on with that though. There's usually a bit more nuance to an aquascape that incorporates algae. And probably less pineapples in it too. You know what, I'm confused, I don't know. Maybe this is such a advanced form of aquascaping that it's beyond me. This is Gen X or whatever the youngest people group are called. I'm a millennial, by the way, so any millennials watching my videos right now, shout out to you guys. I'm on the younger side of millennials. I mean, like, I'm just touching millennial. I'm almost in the next gen, but I'm still a millennial, and that's right. I'm keeping the millennial sort of stereotype going. Being a YouTuber, let's go. This tank is sent in by Emil. Always like a arch sort of thing. That's nice. And you made it quite natural. Some arches are super artificial. You could really tell they just wanted an arch somewhere in their fish tank and they went for it. But this one, it seemed to me that you were playing around with it and you're like, that looks good. Gonna make an arch. Really naturally. Stocking is quite low. If there are only 2 guppies in there, oh, I see some Corydorus. Ooh, that is an interesting subspecies of Corydorus. I don't really know what it's called. It kind of reminds me of a panda cory, but it's also got a stripe on top. I'm super jealous. I would love to have some of those cories. But if there's only 2 guppies in this tank, I would suggest adding at least 1 more. You always want to go for odd numbers in these situations, because guppies are not aggressive, but they can still kind of establish a pecking order, and you don't want to only have 2 male guppies trying to establish pecking orders on each other. Sometimes one of them the weaker one can be chased so much around the tank that they basically expend all their energy and then not eat enough, not replenish enough energy, and actually die that way. The scape is enjoyable. It's pretty simple. I think you have some S-repins around the stone. I think you should keep that up. It'll create a very natural and nice effect. So once your S-repins gets taller, you can trim it and you can replant it and create a really nice effect around your hardscape. It's really good. We're gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Keep it up. Posted in a Paku group. I didn't know those groups existed. Just talking about Paku. He complained that they were fighting. I wonder why. Why are my fish fighting? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you're just horrible. Maybe because you're just clueless. But I'm glad he's in a Paku group, because now he's probably going to be able to learn exactly what he can improve so that his Paku are no longer being abused. That's great. Baby steps. That's all we need. Baby steps. Poor Redtail is as long as that tank is deep. Ooh, the person who posted this he says, feed me, I'm a piggy red-tailed catfish. LOL. We got a comment that says, I think it's more, this tank is too small. Actually, most tanks are too small and I need a pond. Amen, brother. Red-tails grow gigantic. I have this picture that I took at the Korean aquarium, Coex, and it was right beside a red-tailed catfish, and it was half the size of my body. So yeah, good luck fitting that into a tank if you're not a crazy monster fish keeper. Seriously, put it in a pond, or just don't get a redtail. They're gonna be massive. You can't handle it, man. This tank is sent in by @probably_prax, and there's a siren. I hope whatever is happening, that people are okay. Anyway, this tank, not bad. Understocked. You got some moss growing out, you got a sword in the back, simple scape, not really doing anything too fancy, not really doing anything wrong, not bad. I would, of course, recommend more plants, also more hardscape. Maybe also work on trying to do a carpet. You can carpet without CO2. I've done it with pearlweed. I've done it with dwarf sage. I've got a video coming out for that if it's not already posted. I'm not sure what I'm posting on YouTube anymore. But hey, it's a good tank. 4 out of 5. Keep it up. Keeping hermit crabs in tiny wire cages seems like a good idea. Oh no. Okay, unlike axolotls, unlike those other pets that I'm not sure how to keep, I actually did a lot of research on hermit crabs because I was thinking of keeping one. And you know why I didn't? It's because they need so much stuff. I get quite upset now that I see something like this. I'm not even gonna watch this because I can just tell I'm gonna get a headache. I'm pretty prone to headaches. These two look like they would definitely give me one. Turn it into a migraine upgrade. Yeah, hermit crabs need like 20-gallon, 30-gallon tanks. They can grow big and they like to climb, and they also need a very high temperature. They also need very high humidity. They also need a lot of different food choices. They need substrate that is deep so they can burrow when they want to. Man, they need so much. That is the opposite. I mean, you shouldn't even take it home with such a small container. I recommend a minimum of 2.5 gallons to take home your hermit crab from the store. That's overkill, but I'm trying to illustrate a point here. And they live for like 30 years. You're telling me these girls are going to keep their hermit crab for 30 years? They were mentally prepared for that. No, here's the truth. They did no research, and those hermit crabs are gonna die in a week. Light Zuko sent in this tank. Very nice, full of potential, especially those 2 wood pieces. I would definitely cover those wood pieces with Anubis nana, petite, Bucephalandra, some mosses. I love the way you have scaped out your hardscape, your rockscape. It's very scattered and it's nice. What this tank is begging for is a carpet, and I see you've started it. You've scattered some, maybe it's hair grass, I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully that takes over and starts carpeting. I think your light is bright enough, unless it's just the glare for the camera, but it seems okay. You got nice big swords, you got a angelfish, and some life bearers, and perhaps some tetras. Stocking is pretty light. If you want to add more fish, I suggest adding on to that school of whatever you have. Can't wait to see everything grow out. And this is gonna be a typical like, oh, this is perfect. 4.3 out of 5. I'm sorry, but yeah, 4.3 out of 5, good job. I hate everything about this. Please don't turn any glass container into a cruel fish tank. How to Turn Any Boring Alcohol Bottle into a Bougie Ass Fish Tank by Will Fulton. Will, you are a clueless little guy. They emptied that vodka bottle into their stomachs, and then they got drunk, and they were like, yo, you know what? You know what'd be cool, bro, to put in this vodka, bro? Dude, we can like, yo, listen up. No. Stop. Okay. We can put a fish in this vodka bottle, bro. You know those like Chinese fighting fish? And then an hour later, after a very hazardous trip to PetSmart, you end up with that. Bougie ass fish tank? I think it's just ass fish tank. You can take out the bougie part. Thanks. Screams. I'm not gonna scream, don't worry. There is no place for the turtle to exit the water. The tank is overcrowded and too small. None of these decorations are appropriate. No basking lamp for the turtle. This tank is so bad, I'm about to pop a blood vessel. Spelled vessel wrong, but I'll forgive you for that, because you basically did my job. Thanks for describing the whole thing. What else am I supposed to say now? Help me. I had nothing else to say. Betta in 10 gallon, flourishing beautifully. Just an amazing, amazing cloud of beautifulness. Betta in a vase. Oh, what happened? Bro, you look like a pop balloon. You look like a wet turkey on Thanksgiving, whatever that means. By the way, for those of you who are not Pokemon savvy, that's Altaria, the evolved form of Swablu. It's a cool Pokemon. It's flying type, I think. It's a bird, but it might also be dragon type, so it can learn dragon moves. I was really into Pokemon. I still kinda am, sort of, but I stopped after that gen where they introduced a snow cone Pokemon and a chandelier Pokemon. After that, I'm just like, this isn't Pokemon anymore, so I'm just gonna pretend Gen 5 was the last gen, or Gen 4, or whatever. And I think you should too. I think we should get on this movement where we separate what's actually Pokemon and what's not, because they really just lost it at that point. I think it was called Chandelure. And then the snow cone Pokemon was called Vanilla Ice or something, I don't know. Welcome back to another episode of Fish Tank Review. You can just see Rosé's just camping out for some food. Oh, there goes a yawn. That's kind of cute. Review. That is so cute. It's refreshing to see something cute once in a while instead of something just awful. Looking at you, TikTokers. Oh, it's coming back like a little puppy. It's like staying in the hand. It really wants some noms though. It's like, stop petting me and give me food. At least that's what I'm assuming. Wow, that's cute. This video was sent over by my buddy Curtis. Shout out to Curtis, who works at April's Aquarium. If you guys are in the area, make sure to check out that awesome fish tank store. The staff there are very knowledgeable and they are very friendly and have great service, and they got really high quality stuff there, so make sure to go check them out. That video reminded me of that other really famous and viral video from that guy who posted his blood paracichlid and saying that the blood paracichlid would rather play with his hand than actually eat. I think that video is going on to like 9 million views or something crazy like that. And before the haters start commenting, yes, it's not good to directly touch the skin or scales of your fish because of disrupting the slime coat, but if you have a healthy fish like we do here with Curtis, it's not going to do any harm to the fish. If you touched a fish with your bare hands, and your hands were clean, and the fish ended up sick or dying, it might not have been the healthiest fish to begin with, and maybe it even helped you realize some underlying issues. And as long as you're not spamming the fish with touches and always just touching the fish directly with your hands, it's not a big deal. Hey guys, I have no idea how many subs we have now, but it is the road to 100K subscribers. And so I'm doing a giveaway on Instagram called Road to 100,000 Subscribers. I know, creative name. So make sure to subscribe up here and then head on over to my Instagram at The Planted Lens, and it'll have all the instructions for you to enter to win one of the amazing FFT official merch lineup. There are so many designs and so many choices that you can make and customizations on the site, and you can even get this exact t-shirt right here that you see, Corey Gang merch. Of course, not exactly specifically the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. I get pretty sweaty, so yeah, you don't want this. You do not want this t-shirt. Even if I was to give it away for free, you do not want. So good luck, I hope you win, and you'll see the giveaway again at 100,000 subscribers. I'm planning something big for that one, so you do not want to miss it, and you definitely want to help us reach that goal. Spotted this at a fish store nearby. You found this at a fish store? This tank was in a place where they specialize and sell fish in this hobby. Okay, run as fast as you can out the door. Do not buy anything from this kind of fish store. I can't believe there's discus in here with a giant, huge goldfish. That's definitely not enough room for it. There's Bosmati rainbows. Goldfish and discus are from the opposite ends of the spectrum. If the owner of this local fish store has a point to make where it's like, I'm such a good fish keeper, I can keep goldfish and discus, Hey, pick something else to brag about, okay? Pick anything else, literally anything else. 3.5 gal for my brother's kid, and they do 100% water changes and scrubs everything. This hobby is one of a few hobbies that the less you do, the better it is sometimes. You never want to go 100% water change. Never go 100%. Never scrub everything. Look, I hate algae, and I hate algae outbreak tanks and tanks that have been just dismissed by their owners and the lights are on 24/7, but I will choose those tanks over a tank that someone does 100% water change on and scrubs everything for. Do a little bit of research, okay? I know you cannot see the bacteria colonies, but that does not make them not exist. They still exist. I mean, just not in this aquarium because the cycle is broken every single time. Let's make a bet. This owner has to replace the goldfish in here every 2 weeks. I recommend 25 to 30% water change regularly every week unless something bad is happening where you can maybe go 50% twice a week if there's like a huge ammonia or nitrite spike. This is crappy, right? I commented that this stresses me out on an FB group and was told to stop overreacting. Well, what kind of FB groups are you guys getting involved in? Come on, quit that group, get out of here. Any Facebook group tells you to stop overreacting when you kind of, said something bad about this sort of getup of a tank. Yeah, get yourself up and out of that group and take as many people as you can with you. A betta in a bad quality 1 gallon. That betta's face says it all. Also, can we talk about what looks like the heater? Yo, the heater is barely in the water. At that point, I mean, every heater has its minimal water line, and I'm pretty sure that heater's minimal water line is not that low. You know what happens when you don't match your heater's minimal water line? It will crack, it will explode, it will break. So that heater is definitely broken if it is plugged in. If it's not plugged in, great, it's not broken, but it's not doing anything for the fish. But hey, you do have a lot of different supplies stocked up there. I wonder why you even have those, because that is not the most important thing that you should have. This tank is sent in by Christian, and their Instagram handle is @CoosAquatics. Hope I got that right. Wow, the massive walls of moss is impressive, and I think it's an all guppy, all live bearer gang. Oh, there's an endler in there, very good. Lacking a bit of hardscape, but all your plants look vibrant, they look like they're thriving. Those Java ferns are impressively healthy. 4.6 out of 5, keep it up. This fish tank is sent in by Imperfecti Fungi. So you do have a catfish in there, and this is one of the species that will get quite big. So I'm not sure if your tank is gonna be able to sustain this species. From a Facebook post telling us to live healthy before taking medicine. Apply your logic to your poor fish then. Yeah, these fish need medicine now. I don't even think any amount of medicine is going to be able to save them because it looks like they're already really skinny. Their stomachs probably have sunken in already and they probably have ammonia burns. Also, did you just put a whole pot of aloe vera into this fishbowl? Fun fact, aloe vera is not an aquatic plant. Never trust someone giving health advice when their fish tank looks like this. This tank is sent in by Luke McDonald. Really cute little golden ram up top, super cute. It has its own world to itself. Some people might think that this tank is a little too small. Oh, there's another species of fish. I'm not sure if that's another ram, but yeah, some people might think that this fish tank is too small. I might also agree, but there's much worse fish tanks. The hardscape I really enjoy, but the placement of the plants, I think, in my opinion, could be better planted, better organized. 3.95 out of 5, keep it up. This tank is sent in by Molly, and there are no mollies in this tank. Interesting shape. You got cardinals in here, and they are a little bit faded. I'm wondering if this is a new tank or they're new inhabitants that you just added. Regardless, I would not recommend tetras, and cardinal tetras at that, for a tank of this dimension, of this size. This is definitely way more suited for a small live bearer or two. I think the moss balls and the Anubias being taken over by brown algae in the back are the only live plants, because I don't want to make this mistake again. Last time I said Anubias cuffifolia was plastic. but it was actually Anubias cavifolia, and people were like, Chris, you noob. But you know what, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say, okay, fine, that's Trident Java Fern. For now though, I'm giving it a 3.55 out of 5. Keep it up. It's my water lily bowl. The fish in here used to be some tiny little eggs. Now I'm becoming the person I hate. I bought them a much bigger tank 2 days ago, and soon they will be moving in. Okay. I really like this bowl, and then you got some plants growing out of it, but yeah, I wouldn't put fish in that, especially that many fish. But you said they were eggs. That's very interesting. And they all hatched and became fish. Well, congratulations, and I really like that you recognize the issue and you are doing something about it by putting them in a proper fish tank. That sounds much bigger than this, so good on you. And you have a cool bowl full of plants right now. Bashir Substrate, Part 6. Why is there a part 6? I'm very worried because it says part 6. That means there has to be at least 6 of these tanks. That's crazy. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like some restaurant, and you just have a bunch of fish in a fish tank waiting to be picked by a customer to be cooked. Do people eat bashirs around the world? I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I mean, fish are food, some of them, well, not a lot of them. It turns out a lot of fish are edible and taste good. I wouldn't eat bashirs because I love them as pets, and in my mind they're pets, so it'd be weird, just like how some places eat dogs, and I wouldn't do that because of the culture I was raised in. But what the heck, this is way overcrowded. These bashirs have no room, and they all like to be in the bottom. Bashirs are bottom dwellers by nature, so not good, bro, not good. Ah yes, can I get 1 pound of goldfish substrate? Very nutritious. Oh, well, we are just full of substrates made of fish this episode. Man, that's crazy. I bet there's a lot of dead goldfish piled up in there. I can see a few belly ups just from the picture. I've had that happen to me when I was still working at my pet store. We would receive the fish on Thursdays, and a lot of the fish just didn't even make it through the shipping process. And most of them were the goldfish or the feeder goldfish. This looks like someone bought out that section and just dumped it into a goldfish tank that they bought the same day and called it a day. Called her a day. Get her done. Hey guys, I'm actually not feeling too good today. Just kidding. I'm always feeling good. Ha 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 ha. For those of you who are still watching, welcome back to another fish tank review.
I am so telling Mom, stop that! Stop that right now! I am telling Mom, that is my fish tank, George! Get out of, you're not a fish, get out of my fish tank!
Review. Alright. Just when life's throwing you around, when you can't get a good grasp on life, that's all these fish right now. I forgot who sent it to me, I'm sorry. But whoever the post was, or whoever sent it to me, claimed that this person is a self-proclaimed fish lover. Yeah, get that, wrap that around your head. Let's watch it again. Self-proclaimed fish lover, someone who loves fish, is doing that right now to their fish. Let's address the elephant in the room. Pretty obviously this is a breeder, because there's a lot of fish and they all look kind of the same with kind of the same colorations. And this reminds me of this one comment that really pissed me off. You know how people are like, don't let the haters get to you. This guy, man, below one of my betta fish videos, I think it was a video about rosé, the guy was like, dude, this fish is so low grade, and in my country our fish are so much more beautiful. This fish is nothing. Like, you suck, throw that fish away. It's not even like, it's worthless. Bro, there's a big difference in why I keep fish and why you keep fish. Don't get me wrong, there's a whole bunch of breeders out there that are amazing, but some of the breeders, I mean, they're just really breeding because they want to make the best looking betta fish, or the best looking whatever. Maybe it's easier to understand if I use dogs, like a purebred English Bulldog. Does that make that dog somehow better or more superior to, let's say, a mixed breed like a mutt? Like, not even mixed breed of two, like you can't even tell what this dog is. Does that really make your purebred English Bulldog better than the mutt just because it's purebred? Let me tell you something. Similar with betta fish and any other fish that are just bred and inbred to heck, the English Bulldog cannot even breathe properly after a few years of its life. I would rather have my pet be as healthy as it can be instead of looking pretty. I don't know how pretty it is to have a nose that's basically flat and can't breathe properly, but some people find that attractive, I guess. Same thing with fish, especially the males. All the male betta fish at your big chain pet store, man, they will really struggle in about 5 months. The dragon scales will go blind. All of the half moons, all of the crown tails, all of the longer finned bettas will start struggling to swim. That is why I never get male bettas anymore. I only get females or placats. Anyways, I just went on a huge rant. Let's continue on. Corridors when the water temp drops by 1 degree. Let's get it on. Yeah, man, Cory cats, they're just out to mate, out to breed. When the weather gets cold, looking for something to rhyme. That's kind of an innuendo. Not working out. I'm not a rapper. Found this at a friend house. Very awkward, always awkward especially when you go over to a friend's house and they have something like that going on in their house. I mean, what is that? That is an oversized wine cup. Some dude selling lamps sent me this as a demonstration. When you're trying to sell a lamp, but then you get outed as a fish abuser. What is happening here? This is a limited edition aquascape that I've never ever seen before. Not even on all the years of FTR. Has it been years? Anyway, palm trees, plastic palm trees, really? Okay, I guess that's what we're going with. This is a tank sent by Lily Carlisle. I think I've reviewed one of your tanks before, but this might be an update. Endlers with the betta, nice. I love the Tiger Lotus. You're keeping it short. That's one option and perfectly works. The other Tiger Lotus, you're keeping it tall, you're making it go up to the surface. It's such a versatile plant. I love Tiger Lotus and I need to get myself some Lotus. I've been saying that for a while. Definitely not in agreement with your substrate. Of course, you already know that. The hardscape is pretty nice. You've got a sort of ratio going on, not sure what, but it does look pleasant, so that's not bad. 3.95 out of 5, keep it up. This tank is sent in by Ocean Navarro. Now, when your name is literally ocean, your parents are super cool for naming you that. Cute little guppy tank, very understocked. The hardscape is okay, it's just a pretty linear scape. Java fern looking real healthy. Blue background, so pretty clean overall. Alright, 3.85 out of 5, keep it up. Someone bought some floaters from me yesterday and sent me this follow-up pic. That's nice. I explained to her why this was bad and she is working on setting up a 5-gallon tank for this guy now. There is hope. Ooh, yeah. Oh, wow. I'm so glad they actually listen to you. Another exposed person just trying to show the floaters in the tank, but then learned something very beneficial for themselves and for their crown tail betta. Nice. I'm so glad you educated that person and I'm so glad they are someone who actually can take some constructive criticism. That's kind of rare nowadays. This tank is sent in by Frida from Sweden. Much love to Sweden. Beautiful betta, short fin. I think it might be placat. Very nice. My favorite thing's gotta be that little trail you made. However, the very dark colors of those really blunt looking stones in the back are, to me, kind of throwing off the balance in this tank. I mean, some people can make it happen, but a pro tip in aquascaping is to keep all the hardscape materials semi-close to the same, if not the same. So an Oko stone hardscape, keep it Oko stone, don't mix Seiru, don't mix lava rock, other stones. The whole tank just to the betta itself, keep it up. 4 out of 5. This tank is sent in by Rachel Williams. Big angels, looking very healthy, got a pretty nice size of a tank. I would guess maybe it's somewhere between 30 to 40 gallons, which is acceptable for a couple angels. And you got a albino Cory in the back, probably a few of them. Good job. Hardscape is nice. The background looking a little artificial and there's a bit of glare, so I can't tell exactly what's the glare and what's the background, but yeah, there's also a little artificial thing, a little boat, but it could have sentimental value and I'm not going to judge. Fish look healthy and yeah, keep up the good work. 3.9 out of 5. If I'm not wrong, there is a platy in it. By the way, you guys hate the way I say platy. I mean, sure, platy. I'll try to say platy from now on. I am taking your constructive criticism. How small would that be? It would be literally like this small, maybe even less water volume. That's crazy. I hope it is just for show. Even if it is, again, not great because people will try to copy this and think it's okay, even though this guy's doing it for show. That's why y'all gotta stop defending those people who are like, hey man, this guy, who I will not name anymore, put this fish in just to show it on video and then they took it out. So what? That has the same effect if he or she or they didn't take it out. So that is not an excuse. There is no excuse. Just don't do it. This tank is sent in by Shu, and they are from New Zealand. What up? 3 Mickey Mouse platies. I only know they're called Mickey Mouse platies because I used to work at a big chain store that had these. Or else I wouldn't have known they are the Mickey Mouse variant. They are called that because of the Mickey Mouse shaped black spot very close to their tail. It's like a trio of platies. Platy gang, nice. I just want to keep saying the word platy over and over again so I can get that in my head. It took me a while. I used to say beta. Yeah, imagine that. The scape is pretty simple. Again, make sure that your substrate is fertilized because those plants tend to be pretty heavy root feeders. I see a sorta in the back and they're notorious for just jacking all the nutrients in your substrate. So make sure that's happening. 4 out of 5, keep going. This tank is sent in by Mental Gentleman, which is a very cool name and a very cool tank. Ooh, I really like it. Oversized hardscape is the best hardscape in my opinion, and you got these nice looking rocks. I really dig the hardscape, and I love that you embedded all these plants right in the middle. I'm not sure what kind of fish or what kind of tetra that is. UNS tank, 88 competitors, love the light. I really want to get myself a tank like this. Keep it up, you're doing an amazing job. 4.7 out of 5. A very famous Instagram account's sorority. I'm so disappointed in her. Usually it's beautifully aquascaped, but 4 females in a 7-gallon cube with no hiding spaces even when the decor is in. So many people will try this because they saw her do it. My point exactly. The more famous you are, the more responsibility you have to keep things proper, and this ain't proper. 4 females, which is an even number, which shouldn't really be happening. It's not a good idea to put even number of fish because then they can't properly distribute their pecking order, especially when they are semi-aggressive fish like female bettas, in a 7-gallon. Now betta sororities, I would suggest a 20-gallon minimum for 3 or 5 to start. But if you really ask for my opinion on this, I don't really support betta sororities because the risk is just always there, and they're always going to have some ripped up fins. It's never going to be perfect in there, and you're always going to have to wake up and kind of pray that all your fish are still there. That's no way to keep a fish tank. Beginner planted tank. Expectation. Oh man, that is a 6 out of 5, dude. Reality. Oh, well, hey man, it's not bad. It's not that bad. It is reality though, I'll give you that. But actually my first few tanks look even worse than that. So guess what? The expectation is also in reality. Someone made that, and that someone, I mean, he may as well be a genius, but doesn't have to be. There are a lot of people who can make tanks that look like that, and they're not all, they don't all have superpowers. They're all just like us, human. Just like Tony Stark, if he's able to make Thanos bleed, everybody realizes Thanos is still able to be defeated. No spoiler alert, because if you haven't watched it by now, hey man, it's not my fault, come on. My betta fish is looking kind of weird. Is he okay? Are you okay? You get some glasses. Just get some Melifix, should be fine. Beta in an as seen on TV tank with benderoos inside as decoration. What in the world am I looking at? Oh, is this one of the first editions of the Gravity Flow 2 series by David and his friend, and they're both high. If you guys haven't watched that FTR episode, highly suggest it. It's become a meme on this channel. Gravity Flow 2. Get it now. Never do a water change again. And then they threw in some pipe cleaners. I remember pipe cleaners. And then they were like, okay, this is a good tank for a betta. Electric eel? Manual eel. I get it. Welcome back to another fish tank review. Who on earth thought this was even a moderately good idea? Gosh, I hope that's Photoshop. But if it is Photoshop, someone's pretty talented because that looks very realistic. This reminds me of the other FTR that had a betta go up against a snapping turtle, and the betta gave the snapping turtle a clean right hook. I was not expecting that. I was expecting the betta to get destroyed. But it seems like this betta is not so lucky. I mean, the size of that, what is that, a perch? A bass? I mean, when they eat something, okay, yeah, it says bass in the bottom. Betta versus bass, guess who's gonna win? It's not a fair fight and it should never happen. A betta and a bass should never be in a tank together. I'm sure for those of you who have seen how a bass eats, it actually creates a suction and sucks all the water around the mouth. It's got a large largemouth. The size of the mouth on that bass is probably the same if not bigger than the betta alone. It's gonna suck the betta up, and the last thing the betta will see is the throat of that bass. I'm so glad this person who posted on Reddit did not include it as a video, because that is the last thing I want to see, and I'm sure that's the last thing you guys want to see. And I hope this video has been taken down 20.2k hearts. 20.2k people enjoy this video. AJ sent in this tank. Now this is a tank that has a lucky betta in it. This is a fully decked out planted tank. You got Anubias, you got Java Fern, and you got some Crypts, what looks like, and some carpeting plants on that nutritious substrate. Short fin betta, my favorite, and this betta has the whole tank to itself. My only critique is this tank might still be a little bit on the smaller side. However, it is a solo betta fish, so props for that. 4.1 out of 5, keep it up. Rapachi's chilling out today. Sometimes if she's acting out too much, if she's too active, I just put her back because I need to focus. This tank is sent in by Albin Winquist. This is not the typical fish tank that I usually go for, but it is a cichlid fish tank. That explains why, because I don't really mess with the cichlid species tanks. One question I have for you though, is that enough cichlids to actually disperse the aggression? Because I know for these kind of cichlids, it actually has to be a little bit overcrowded of a tank, and you just need to back that up with really high quality, good filtration and aeration, and that should be good enough, because the aggression levels is a way more important thing to take care of. And I'm not sure if there's necessarily enough of these cichlids to get the pecking order all established and spread out the aggression. So let me know in the comments below if you see this video and if you can. But I do really like the scape of this tank. The backdrop really looks amazing. This is not something I would call a natural scape, but there is debris in nature, and this looks like some sort of, actually this looks like a painting that I would put in the living room or the bathroom wall or something like that. It literally looks like a painting. Even the bubbles, they create this sort of grainy look. It's pretty neat. And although the placement of the hardscape is quite haphazard, that's what makes it neat, and that's what makes it unique and natural. But yeah, for some reason I'm really into this scape. Good job. 4.5 out of 5. Me trying to convince my partner that the 30 new plants I just brought home are necessary. Hey, just show them my channel, okay? As soon as your SO sees some random dude freaking out over plants, they're gonna understand. When I was saying that in my head, I was like, they're not gonna understand. That wouldn't work. You should introduce them to a fish keeping Discord. Then they'll understand, because everyone be freaking out about plants. Duck, Aorai from my Discord server. Hardcore guys, man. Can't keep up. Can't keep up, I give up. Shout out to those who have lost loved ones, as in they left yo ass because you kept blowing your paychecks on plants. Shout out to those people. Farewell, Jumbie. You had it rough. Holy cow. Don't tell me that's the permanent enclosure. Farewell to Jumbie. 12 graceful years. You will be, I'm assuming, missed. Yeah, you had it rough is an understatement. 12 whole years in that? Please don't tell me that was the permanent enclosure. Every time before I complain about something, I'm gonna think about this frog and how it did not complain its whole 12 years of life. So I don't have the right to complain if there's not enough sauce on my pizza. Nothing compared to this guy, okay? This guy's never even had pizza. Can you imagine living your whole life without having pizza? Oh, wow. That actually made me a little more sad than I thought it would make me. It was just a hypothetical. Come on, Chris. How we see guppies with pretty colors and long fins. How it affects the way they swim and their genetics. So true. And not just guppies. I think this applies more to long-finned male betta fish. And this is true, and you see this everywhere in like the pet keeping hobby, and people who keep pets, not more so for like the connection or anything, but they find enjoyment in how the pet looks aesthetically. And it's kind of just like a trophy to them. If you can move your tank while it's full of water, it's probably too small. That is actually so true. I haven't thought of it that way. Wow. Okay guys, if the next time you are wondering if your tank is too small, just try to lift it. If it doesn't lift, you're doing it right. If you are completely jacked and super strong and it does lift, I don't know what to say about that. Bought a glass fishbowl at Petco this weekend for my new betta fish. Woke up the next morning and noticed his bowl was leaking. Tried to move the bowl to wipe up the water and the bottom of the bowl just detached. I mean, it saved him like many years. I'm sure if the frog had a chance to die, it probably would have chosen death. But that is such bad quality. I mean, how do you manufacture something like that? How does the bottom of a bowl just break? I love me some turtle soup. Oh, I like how the person posting this picture is trying to sell the fish tank for $15. Is this the best picture to use to sell your fish tank? You're better off getting just a regular breeder tank like photo from Google. Goodness, oh man. Okay, well, where are you gonna put the turtles after this? Is it still available? No, the turtles are all dead. Instagram adds subtle background. Come on, Instagram, you can do better than this. Oh, I didn't know Bic makes lighters. I love their pens. I think this is a Bic. Yeah, this is a big pen. This is the pen, this is my daily driver. It's great. I don't use lighters though, I don't smoke, and I'm not a pyromaniac anymore. 1.4 gallon tank review I ran into. They rated it 5 stars. I'm sorry guys, axolotl lovers look away. Goldfish lovers also look away. But I know especially the axolotl lovers are very crazy on how their axolotls are being taken care of, and this is like everything that can be broken is broken in this picture. The size of the tank, probably the substrate, because axolotls like to sip sand, right? That's gravel. They're just gonna choke and die. And the elephant in the room, which are 2 goldfish, that can't be right. This can't be right. Bashir substrate. Oh man, is this actually becoming a trend? Why does everyone have a Bashir substrate that keeps monster fish? Okay, not everyone, but these dumbass people. Wow, even got an arowana in there. There's too many beautiful fish in this one little fish tank. You know what, to be honest, at first I was looking for the Bashirs. I was like, where are they? I'm like, oh, those are real. Go fish coming home from the pet store. What's waiting for it? Fishbowl, uncycled, rainbow gravel. Oh, this is a very true meme. They're all ready to destroy that goldfish. That goldfish has no idea what's coming for it. This tank is sent in by Logan. Very interesting centerpiece. Maybe it's an artificial piece of rock. Hygrophila polysperma looking very healthy. You got some Javafern Windeloaf, I think, and Anubias in the substrate itself, and also some regular Javafern. Not the best idea. Their central root system do not like to be buried. Overall, pretty neat scape. I would like to see more hardscape that's natural, like some manzanita or spiderwood. You can replace some of the hardscape that you have right now with some dragonstone / Oko stone. Those are always great. Your tank is understocked, which is something that is very good and is quite a big fish tank, so me likey. 3.9 out of 5, keep it up. This tank is sent in by Mike Zhu. Really nice idea going on here. You did the rockscape and you've attached and embedded all these floating plants or plants that cannot be planted directly into the substrate onto the rockscape, and you've even attached some moss. The moss are not looking too healthy. The plants are also looking like they might be doing a struggle. This might be a new tank setup, and plants, when being introduced to a new tank, if the parameters are really different from where they came from, where they were used to, it takes a while to get used to, but once they do, these are all species of plants that will really just take off. And I see that your light is not too bright, and that's perfect because these plants are definitely not high light output plants. They enjoy a medium to low output, and that way you keep algae at bay and you keep them growing as fast as possible. Enjoyable scape, just some fine tuning here and there and cleaning up and also waiting for them to grow in, but it's a respectable scape. 4.1 out of 5, keep it up. Yes, there's live fish in there, confirmed in her comments. I presume her work from home with 25% travel is her essential oils conferences. I guess we'll just find out what the heck we're dealing with. I have no idea what this comment is about. Holy crap. I'm all of a sudden kind of scared. This is kind of creepy, and I kind of don't want to read all that. So, I mean, you can pause the video if you want, but I'm just gonna skip over this. Oh god. Speaking of nightmares, this image is so cursed, man. How did the fish get in there? Top 10 mysteries of this world. Fish tank review. This account is called Beta Man. When I get hot and when I get, when I sweat, I get a little more pissed off easier than usual. I get quite pissy. Beta Man 200 More like beta man 0. Get beta, man. No clue how to keep beta, man. Just a few account name ideas for this guy to consider. The betas are beautiful. I get that maybe he's just putting all of the beta in there just for the show. But again, like I always say, don't do that because that encourages other people to do that. That tells people who aren't more aware in this hobby that that is okay, and go ahead and mash all those betas together. Didn't I tell you guys the story where I was at a local fish store and then a customer came in and talked to the owner about how she wants to get another beta because her one beta is feeling lonely. And no matter what the owner said to this customer kept wanting to get the beta. It's crazy. I mean, if you have any critical thinking skills at all, even in that scenario, if the store owner is telling you not to buy something from their store, something is terribly wrong and you should listen to them. They are not trying to trick you by trying to make less money. They actually care about the well-being of the fish. Unlike this guy, not so beta man. Hey, I don't know, I'm just feeling random today. I want to shout out a few channels right now. For any turtle stuff related, the turtle girl got your back. She's also raising chickens now, so also chicken girl. She has that diamondback terrapin that is so nice. Check out her Instagram as well. A lot of good pictures. Rio Watanabe, haven't watched him recently or much these days, but just came to mind. He does, if I remember correctly, he's either in Singapore or Japan. He does unique things such as go to the fish store and showcase that store and showcase all the awesome fish. And he's got a awesome, wholesome personality. Go check him out. PekTech, like I always say, super wholesome channel. He's got calm and he's got personable. Really good combination. If I'm not having dinner with my family, if PekTech posted that day and I haven't watched the video yet, I might put a PekTech video on. I think he's doing a terrarium build with his daughter. I don't know if he's still doing that when this video comes out, but yeah, I mean, that's 100% wholesome. JH Aquatics, really awesome channel, doing a lot of new stuff these days, and a superb fish room with some of the most beautiful fish I have ever seen. Girl Talks Fish makes stuff for Aquarium Co-op now. So if you watch Aquarium Co-op, there is no reason you are not subscribed to Girl Talks Fish. Just high quality content and very informative. I don't think I've ever watched a video from them without taking something new away, without learning something new. So free content as well. That's ridiculous. You can literally go look it up right now and learn from that channel if you choose. Anyway, random shout outs over. Not sure why, but let's continue. For free on a local FB page. This is why Growout tanks are a bad idea for the average aquarist IMO, in my opinion. In my opinion, your opinion is right, buddy. This is why I hate it when there are people trying to say that they're gonna upgrade in the future. No, you are never going to upgrade. That is just an excuse for yourself and for people around you, for your image. And the first thing that comes to mind are the new Thrive products. I know I bought a Thrive product myself, but it wasn't a tank. I don't like their tanks because they're geared towards juvenile reptiles. And it's too expensive for just a juvenile reptile growout tank. Like, at least make it a little bit more affordable. I'm sorry to be a hater on Thrive right now, but that's just what I think, okay? My opinions. Only maybe 1% of everyone who says, oh yeah, he's just in there for now. When he gets bigger, I'll get him a new tank. Only 1% probably, my estimate, is actually going to walk the walk instead of just talk the talk and then have this happen. But the plant filters the water. Exactly something that whoever owns this contraption would say. Wow, you're just a genius. You got science in the bag, okay? You can be a biology teacher for master students. You're amazing. Can you tell that I'm a little extra pissy today because of the heat? I'm legit low-key kind of dying right now, but aren't we all? Kavir sent in this fish tank. It definitely looks big enough for tetras. Maybe put in a few more tetras. They love a good solid school. So you have the neons and you have rummy-nose. I'm not sure if you have any other species of tetras in here or other fish in here, but I would definitely increase the numbers. And you can even increase the numbers on just one of those two species and they'll feel a little more comfortable. because tetras are all really peaceful and friendly towards each other, and it helps to have more in numbers. Hygrophila growing pretty lush back there. It's gonna help fill in the back of your tank, hide all those appliances, and block the backdrop. Hardscape is okay, albeit a little messy. That being said, it's an enjoyable scape. I'm rating it a 4.25 out of 5. Keep it up. This tank is sent in by Joe Flo. Joe Tank be poppin'. It's a big tank. It's definitely understocked. I don't even see a fish in here. There's a floating cup. I don't know what that is doing there. It doesn't belong there. Take it out. Maybe it's a fry grow out tank. Again, yeah, it's good. It's planted, but the hardscape can use a bit of work. Right now it just looks like just scattered rocks, and that could work fine, whatever. It's also way harder to scape a bigger tank because properly, because you need so much resource. You need to spend so much more money. Good amount of plants here, good variety of plants here. 4.3 out of 5. Keep it up. Most people rejected his message. Betta fish need at least 5 gallons to thrive, plus a heater and filter. Shut up. They hated Jesus because he told them the truth. Galatians 4:16. That's not what Galatians 4:16 actually said, but it's okay. It's okay. I will let this slide. I will let it slide. It's not biblically sound though, so don't, you know what I'm saying. Found this bowl at Hobby Lobby and thought fish would love it. The cup he comes in holds more water. Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure volume-wise, that cup from the store where he was staying in has more water capacity than his main tank. I mean, this is the true epidemic, which is people who like something and pushing it on to others. Like, have you ever had someone who really like a certain food, or I guess for simpler reasons, really like a certain show? I do this all the time. I force my girlfriend to watch all these different shows that I want to watch. Like, I like it, but that doesn't mean everyone else likes it. You like the look of that bowl. It doesn't mean your fish is going to like it, okay? In fact, let me tell you straight up, your fish will not like it. And by like, I mean it's not gonna be an easy life for your fish in that bowl. Ammonia spikes, water parameter swings of all kinds. A fish expert cannot keep the water stable in a bowl of that size, okay? A fish expert. I'm gonna go and take a wild guess here. You're not a fish expert. This fish tank is sent in by Marnix from Holland. Much love to Holland. Thanks for sending in the tank. Floaters up top. You got some nice little wood pieces. That wood piece looks like some kind of animal, like a dog or maybe a little lizard, maybe like a little Pokemon. Got some platies, not platies. A school of neons. It's great. I don't know if it's understocked, but it's not overstocked. You got a tiger lotus. It's gonna get huge, man. Hopefully this is fertilized. You got some swords there too, so pretty, and Vallisneria, so pretty heavy root feeders. Hope your substrate is fertilized. 4.1 out of 5, keep it up. Oh, reliable. Fluval stratum. Yeah, when in doubt, fluval stratum it up. I mean, I would use 80A aqua soil or 80A Amazonia, but can't seem to find that sucker. This tank sent in by Ragu. For me, it's a pretty clean scape. I enjoy it. White substrate always makes scapes a little more enjoyable, albeit it might not be the most natural thing. Got a betta with 4 neons, what looks to be 4 neons. There could be more in the back there. Not really what I would recommend, because it might be a tank that's a little too small for a bigger group of neons, which really neons need, I don't know, I suggest at least 10, but preferably like 15, 20 more. Because when we're keeping fish, we're trying to get them to act in the way that they do found in nature, and that's usually when they're in a big group and a big enough setting. If you haven't seen the natural schooling behavior of neon tetras or cardinals, you're missing out, man. You should look it up on YouTube. I think there's a video of someone putting like 3,000 neons in one tank. Amazing stuff. Their natural schooling behavior is something, a sight to behold. 4 out of 5, keep it up. This tank has 2 female bettas in it. The OP is trying to convince everyone that there's nothing wrong with it, and she did her research. Sounds like she would say, hey, stop mansplaining to me. I did my research. Sounds like if she was being told off by a man that this is incorrect, she'd be like, hey, stop mansplaining to me. What I continue to not understand is how is there 2,960 people that actually would press the heart button for something that looks like that? This is so widespread. It's like a wildfire that does nothing but burn things down. Who are those 2,000, almost 3,000 people that approve of this enough to heart it. Found this in a storage room at my dad's house. Back of the box says it's from the 80s. Wow. Rocks and plant included. It's just called betta tank. Keeping it simple. So yeah, here's the thing. Like, people are saying, well, back then the tanks were way bigger and way better for fish, and now because of commercialization and because of people wanting smaller things and more convenient ways to keep fish or keep a pet around, the size of the betta fish tanks keep getting smaller and smaller, at least in the West. But look at this. This is one of the smallest fish tanks for betta fish I've ever seen advertised. This might be maybe a 0.25 gallon, maybe a 0.1 gallon, something ridiculous like that. That is one of the smallest by far. And it was in all the way back in the 80s. So this is throwing me for a loop. Let me tell you that. I mean, by this standards, we actually got bigger tanks now. So we're gonna be spilling the tea on some of these fish tanks, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get it started, FTR baby. Welcome back to another fish tank review. You already know what it is. Episode 60, wow. Oh no, there's two plecos. So many goldfish, and then there's like a swastika. Nope, in the comments below, they actually said that that was actually part of a religious thing, like a monk thing. I think I've seen that before too, but for this particular one, and I think it's an Eastern religion sort of symbol. Nothing to do with what most people might think. Not gonna lie, it's a little alarming for me to just see a random, you know, look-alike symbol. First of all, I noticed the fruity pebble gravel, and then all the goldfish, and then I saw a pleco, and then as you keep going you see the albino pleco or whatever that one is, and that's already like destruction level bad. The black moor goldfish will get half of the size, if not bigger, the size of this entire fish tank. Not to mention some of those other goldfish can get to like football sized. The pleco itself can grow bigger than a football, and then there's like this little elephant statue thing. I guess maybe that's also religious, I don't know. And that shocking, symbolic, controversial symbol, which, yeah, apparently that has nothing to do with what we think it is. I mean, if it is truly a religious thing, it's so unfortunate that a lot of people mistaken it. Anyway, the title of this video was "The More You Look, the Worse It Gets," and you know what? My experience screams that is true. There's probably even worse things that I haven't noticed, but you know what? I'm done with that video for now. This tank is sent in by Alejandro Lerin. A pile of Okostone, Rockscape, pretty enjoyable. But again, like I always say with really big tanks, they're super hard to scape. They're super expensive to scape. You need much bigger pieces of hardscape and plants to actually make it look semi-decent. This kind of looks like you're scaping a lowboy 20 gallon maybe, and then you forgot that you had real estate for all the way up top after that. And that really is very common to see in bigger tanks. It's just missing, you know, a chunk of the real estate. It's free real estate, man. The fish in here, I don't think it's particularly overstocked. It's definitely not under. There are some fish that can get quite big. A pro gourami, it's not going to be too bad. Hard to tell. There's a live bear, there's a few dither fish, maybe giant danios, Siamese algae eater, or it could be flying fox, I'm not sure. The scape is, yeah, a little dwarf down. Very nice try though, 3.9 out of 5, keep it up. How did they make 2,300 gallons look small? Sure, monster fish are cool and you have a point to prove because you might be, I don't know, a little insecure about something else that's not big enough. I mean, if you go to someone like Amano, Takashi Amano, and you asked, how would you aquascape this? This is the last thing. He would rather probably put in pink gravel than put in monster fish, because if he was to use monster fish in one of his setups, I am pretty sure that setup needs to be 100, maybe 1,000 times bigger than this enclosure. And I agree with that. I believe that fish need a lot of space, a lot of swimming room, a lot of water. So you have to scale with the scale of the fish. You have to scale with the size of the fish. If the fish is small, it'll need a, you know, a regular size 10, 20 gallon, 30 gallon. If the fish gets bigger, so does that tank need to get bigger. Just because it's really hard to do in a hobby and it's almost impossible to find a scale appropriate fish tank for something like an arowana. Doesn't mean that you can just ignore it and start keeping arowanas in a 1,000, 2,000 gallon, because again, it's still quite small. I mean, that's his whole life. So what Takashi Amano and a lot of other awesome hobbyists would do with a big tank like this, and what I would do, my favorite thing, my dream tank, get a big tank like this and fill it with fish that are appropriately sized. So neon tetras, cardinal tetras, all these fish that we are putting in our 10 gallons, because then that is a whole world to themselves. Instead of making it look so small, jam-packing it with monster fish. When you accidentally scare your coolie load during a water change, no, or your bed of fish, my heart breaks. I'm like, no, you lost all your trust in me over the past 3 months. You think I'm a monster. It is the equivalent of stepping on your pet's foot. By the way, this haircut was by me. Again, I did my own hair again because I don't want to go out and have someone else cut my hair and then potentially get COVID. It's happened. I mean, it's a mess. I don't know what to say. I just went for it, okay? I don't really know how to style it either. I don't use any like gel or whatever. I just wake up and I use my hands and I go like brah. Hope for the best. Whatever, I think it's good enough. Saw this on Facebook. Bro, you good, fam? This guy must really love beer. But I can't say that this isn't like found in nature. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Florida basin. Poor fish, but at least it can hold water. I mean, is that our standard now, that the fish tank holds water? What does it mean? Holds water, whole setup is 75, price is OBO. OBO means or best offer. What is it? 75 price is or best offer? And then you have it listed as $40. So is it $75 or $40? But why is it or best offer? Bro, ain't nobody trying to do your riddles, okay? They just want a fish tank that can hold water. This fish tank sent in by Hua Kun Lee. Those lines are beautiful coming out of that Oko stone. You got the natural wood, you got floaters up top. Dual substrate, one of them is nutrient rich. That's trying to carpet some plants. You got some sunset guppies, and then you got a school of albino cories. Hey, pretty darn good. 4.5 out of 5. Keep it up. Ray sent in this tank. Again, love the lines of the natural wood. Love the rockscape even more, actually. That giant sword in the back. Got some Serpe tetras and then some corridors here and there. Really simple scape, really nice. Oh, got some rummy nose. I mean, the stocking's alright. Not my favorite, but still understocked, and keeping it with some peaceful species that will not really run into any problems there anyway. 4.6 out of 5. Keep it up. Why koi? And that koi is literally saying, why me? Chris do be speaking French though. Spoil Splendid sent in this simple yet stunning scape. I meant to say simple, guys. Come on. Simple. Me as a French trying to understand what do play mean. Yeah, that's not even a French word. I know a bit of French and there's no play. If faux. But it's Catalan. Simple. Ce n'est pas un mot. SCX sent in this fish tank. We got a theme of like really nice wooden lines going on. Look at that cornerscape. Tell me that's not amazing. It is amazing. Just a few critiques. I mean, you have the most beautiful wood combination there out of everything I've seen today, which is awesome. But I feel like the size is a little bit on the short end. And the plants, perhaps they'll grow out, but for now, the plants, they're also a little bit not just on the edge of not being the perfect size for this fish tank. If the fish tank was just a bit smaller, or those scape aspects are a little bit bigger, I think it will make for a superb scape. Try to get some carpeting action going with that dwarf sage. 4.35 out of 5, keep it up. This tank is sent in by Tom Newell. Beautiful tank, you even have live plants with your Oscars. That's great. I love the hardscape. I love the central wood, the setup of that. I love the branches coming down. I even quite enjoy that just straight vertical piece. The wood is amazing in this tank. Now, I'm not too sure about the Oscars. I think this is not the worst tank for stocking wise. I've seen way worse. But yeah, I'm impressed. This is actually a really nice Oscar tank, and you definitely don't see that every day. There's a small Oscar in there. I hope it is doing okay and not being bullied too much. I'm not sure exactly how adult Oscars treat juvenile Oscars. I mean, if everything checks out and is proper, and if I'm just judging on the scape, yeah, this is great. 4.65 out of 5, keep it up. Boy, you guys are on fire today. Light doesn't work, and it did have 20 fish, but they all died, so there's just 1 tetra. Never had its water changed, and filter isn't on. By the way, that picture is shot before COVID, so that mask is strictly for putting on to actually open the lid of the tank, because there's just so much poison in the film. That's complete BS, but seriously, why do you even have a tank then? Nothing is on, you don't do anything, the fish are dead. By the way, 20 in that is a little pushing it. And even your fish food looks like cat food. You clearly don't want to keep fish. Don't force yourself to do something you don't want as a hobby. Get out of here. I was looking for a new fish for my pond and came across this. He keeps it on his office desk, probably looking at it for 8 hours daily. Well, if he's not looking at the fish 8 hours daily, you bet the fish is looking at him his whole life. This fish literally can only have one position its whole life, and it's that position. I doubt the orange tinge is because of healthy tannins. I don't want to imagine what that is. Man, talk about a hardy fish. If any fish is hardy, it's that one. The face is pretty cartoony. It's like, bro, are you serious? Can you do something better for me? 2 sick goldfish in a small tank for the small price of 70. Is that pounds or euros? I got it wrong last time, and y'all let me have it in the comments. I'm gonna guess euros because it kind of looks like an E. Pounds is that weird other thing, right? I'm American. I mean, yeah, it's America, but I'm technically Canadian. I'm Canadian, eh? So yet another French meme. Poison to compris? That's wrong. I mean, this guy is French, and you got a guy from China, born in China, who moved to Canada, posting YouTube videos to correct someone's French. You need to go back to school and learn your own language, okay? I'm from mainland China. I know more French than you. It's actually poisson, which, I mean, there's supposed to be 2 S's, but I mean, at least this guy is being honest. It is poison, tout compris. It's all included, even the poison. The irony. Say hello to my new friend. His name is Freedom. No. The irony is strong in this one as well. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this episode of Fish Tank Review, please give it a like and subscribe. There'll be more videos to come. And don't forget to get your hands wet. Tetra, 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 we in a spot coming in hot. Ventral fin dot, acclimate that. With my shoal act, clear my fin rod from Cariciformes to Paracharodon. Hold on, there's not another fish that you can wish for. Lit fam says I finna one. I finna gone 3 days without furt. I'm an addict, like fanatic. I'm a baddest, no tabs, only dirt. My Cory gang so loyal. Black tetra go skirt, we came to play, came to silence gang.